Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Rishani Bhargav, volunteer of AFRS, and today my topic is professional crime. In this video, we are going to cover introduction of crime, what is crime in profession and professional crime, history of professional crime, characteristics of professional crime and criminals, types of professional criminals, conclusion, and my references. To understand what is professional crime, we first have to understand what is a crime. A crime is an illegal work which is against law. It is socially very harmful and dangerous, and it is done by intention. It is prohibited and punishable in the criminal law or criminal justice system. A crime can be of many types, but when we say professional crime, we understand that a crime in profession or a crime as a profession. What we can understand by crime and profession? A crime and profession can be like that a person is a professional, he or she is a doctor, is a teacher, is an expert, is a nurse, is an businessman or any other professional personnel, and they are involved in any type of crime. They do not follow their ethics, they do any crime using their professional, and it comes under crime and profession. Now we'll try to understand what is a crime as profession or a professional crime. In professional crime, the person is very skilled and specialized in the particular type of crime like theft, robbery, burglary, murder, smuggling, rape, pocket picking, and many more type of crimes. They do not have any fear for get caught by the police or the other armies or any other persons. They do not fear even for the punishment for their acts. They do the crime as a permanent occupation and their primary source of income for livelihood. They have their own psychology and customs for that particular crimes. Coming on the history of professional crime. Professional crime was eliminated in social phenomenon and was widespread in USSR in early 1930s. Here are some examples of female professional criminals, namely Mary Ann Watts, she was a pickpocketer and a shoplifter. Bertha Hayman, Ellen Derrigan, she was a pickpocketer. Elizabeth Dillon, she also was a pickpocketer. Tilly Martin, she was a sneaker. And Mary Busby, she was a pickpocketer as well as shoplifter. Here is a newspaper cutting in which these professional criminals were known. Annie Reilly, she was a dishonest servant. John Cannon, he was a hotel thief. Harry Busby, a pickpocketer and a shoplifter. Wesley Allen, he was a pickpocketer and a burglar. Charles J. Everhart, he was a sneaker and a forger. And Kay Drian, she was a pickpocketer. On the basis of some basic factors, Sir Sutherland differentiated professional criminals from occasional criminal, amateur criminal, and unskilled criminal. These factors are the pursuit of crime as a regular normal occupation, the development of skilled techniques, careful planning, and status among criminals. Sir Walter Reckless told us about the career of professional criminals. They use small kids as amateur criminals and train them for the professional crime. He told that professional criminals commit crime on a regular business basis and use different techniques which they have developed from a long period of time and transmit them through personal association. Sir Sutherland gave 6 characteristics of professional crimes or criminals. First is regularity, means they do their crime regularly. They have particular technical skills for their crime. They have an status in the market and society for their crime. Consensus means they have agreement between people for the crime. Organization means they do proper organization and have proper organization for the crime. And differential association means they have different association and use different association for the particular crime. Sir Caldwell gave 5 characteristics for professional crime and criminals. He said that the main source of their livelihood is crime, their way of life is crime, they operate activities or criminal activities very carefully and with proficiency, and they plan very carefully. They are the product of process of development, and they identify themselves as a criminal in the world of crime. Now we come to on types of professional criminals on the basis of nature of crime and the type of crime. The professional criminals are named differently. Some of them can be burglar, rapist, smuggler or trafficker, sneaker, pickpocketer, forger, and many more. Professional criminals differ from ordinary criminals in many ways. Professional criminals are skilled, but ordinary criminals are not skilled for criminal activity. Professional criminals depend on crime as their main source of earning for their livelihood, but ordinary criminals do not depend on crime. Professional criminals are habitual of doing the crime regularly, but ordinary criminals do not have. And professional criminals have their own philosophy, and ordinary criminals do not have their own philosophy of their living life. Professional criminals have their status and recognition in the underworld, whereas ordinary criminals have their status in conventional world too. Professional criminals avoid other types of criminals and associate primarily with one another, but ordinary criminals do associated with other criminals too. Professional criminals tends to come from better economic backgrounds, but ordinary criminals are not from better economic backgrounds. They can be of any type of background. Professional criminals begin their career in crime at late ages, but the ordinary criminals do crime in any age. Professional criminals do crime for most of the part of their lives, but ordinary criminals do the crime for limited parts, or they do the crime once or twice in their whole life. Professional criminals not only regard themselves as criminals, but also they are known to other criminals as a criminal. Whereas ordinary criminals think that they are criminals, but they are